Hello and welcome to Murderous Midwest. I'm Abby.
And this is Eleanor.
And today we are talking about, who are we talking about, Eleanor?
Belle Gunness.
Gunness. Okay. There's a dog named Gunness.
Oh, that's fun. And Bella is like a super common dog name. I feel like everyone at one point has like had a dog that's named Bella.
No slander to people named Bella. It's just...
Oh no! I know a really nice Bella. Okay. So this lady was so much fun to research.
Really?
So I was doing like some late night researching on her, like while I was on my way to go out to eat, and I'm in the backseat like, oh, no, really?
Is it like telenovela level drama?
Honestly, kind of.
Wow. I'm excited.
Ready? Heart broke. She traveled from a different country to the U.S. She made her living, and then she murdered so many men for their money.
I love
Baby
it.
murderer.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I am so excited to hear about this woman.
It's so great. Okay. I'm just hope that I can do her justice.
So let's start off.
Early life. Okay. So she was born in Cebu, Norway. She was the youngest of 8 kids. She worked on a farm, milking and herding cattle at 14, and saved up money to go to New York to meet her sister. She did all this on her own at 14. I mean, if that isn't crazy, I don't know what is.
That's impressive.
It is so impressive. So in 1881, she moved to New York. She changed her name to Bella, and she lived with her sister and brother-in-law there.
Ooh, okay.
So she, has a wonderful, beginning story. Really, oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I'm having technology issues. And it's really fighting me, and I'm not happy with it. Okay. So her first husband was in 1884. He owned a house and a candy store, and they both burned down in the same year.
Ooh. Suspicious.
And she got insurance money from both of those.
Okay, was the guy, in there? Did he die from the fire?
No, we're getting there.
Ooh.
But he did later pass away. The 2 babies died of inflammation of the large intestine, which can happen because of poison.
Aww. How old were the babies?
They were infants. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's terrible.
So when I said baby killer, I wasn't joking. So they suspect that she may have poisoned them based on her track record that we're going to be seeing.
Do we think it's for the insurance money?
Yes, because she got life insurance policies for her husband. And so one was active at one time, and it was going to expire that day. And the other one was just being acted that day. And on that same day, her husband came home with a headache and said, I don't feel well. She gave him quinine powder, which supposedly was a...
canine powder?
Canine? Yeah. It's Quinine.
Where?
Right there.
Oh.
Yeah, quinine powder. I looked it up, and it was supposedly a really common headache remedy.
Oh, okay.
So she supposedly gave that to him, and when she came back to check on him, he was dead.
Oh.
She collected $5,000 from insurance.
Okay, and you said this is what year?
This is she married him in 1884.
Okay, so lots of money. $5,000 is a lot of money.
And this is 1884, so it is huge amount of money. So with that money, she moved to Portland, Indiana, and bought a pig farm.
Oh, I like where this is going.
Yeah, she bought a pig farm, which if you are into any type of murder, pigs are an easy way
Go to the pig farm.
Because pigs are they'll eat anything, including humans. Mm-hmm. A little bit of foreshadowing.
However, teeth don't digest. So if you're going to murder somebody, take the teeth out first.
Grind them into... what?
What? It's almost like we've thought about this before.
What? That's wrong, Abby. We would never. So she married again April 1st, 1901. And then a week later, I am struggling with my words, y'all. So give me some grace on this. While Peter was out, the babies ended up dying in her care. Of an unknown cause.
And these are other children?
Yes, this was with her second marriage.
Wow.
And only a week after they got married, his babies passed away. unknown.
That's terrible.
It is. This lady, and that's when I was like, oh my gosh, in the backseat of the car, because I'm like, this lady is psychotic.
No kidding.
So then 8 months later after the babies died, Peter passed away from a skull injury. According to her, he reached for something high, and a meat grinder fell on his head. The coroner suspected murder and proposed a case that ended up going nowhere. So the coroner even suspected something when he did an autopsy on the body.
Well, I mean, it's not like you can just be like, man, this woman has really bad luck. Both her husbands and all of her children have died. What?
Right. So the case didn't even go anywhere at this point, though. There was nothing proven, and Bella got $3,000 for Peter's death.
Wow.
From the insurance. So that...
I mean, if you want money, there's one way to do it.
Insurance fraud. Yay!
Yay!
So, yeah. And this is, keep in mind, this is like 1800s, late 1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah.
This is pretty advanced stuff for that time. So, she ends up placing marriage ads in Chicago.
Marriage ads? She's just like, you want a wife? I'm here.
Right. For different men. And so a couple did end up coming. And these are the ones that they've been able to find out information on. So Henry Gerlach went... Garholt?
That's what it looks like to me.
Possibly.
Oh, well.
He went to her house in La Porte. He wrote from the farm and said that he liked it, that he was in good health, and he wanted seed potatoes. But their family that he sent the letter to could not reach him again. They contacted Gunness, and she said he had gone off with horse traders to Chicago. But yet, she kept his trunk and fur coat at the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they never saw from him again. Saw or heard from again.
Disappeared.
He just disappeared. Heavy quotations.
Disappeared. Very heavy air quotes.
So after writing them and asking for seed potatoes.
Seed potatoes? And okay, so we're assuming that she wrote this letter.
Oh yeah.
For her farm.
Yes.
I see.
I see that you see. Joe Moore is the next one that I found out about. Okay. So she talked with him for several months over letters. He then ended up withdrawing a large amount of cash, left, and was never seen from again.
Well, he was just like, money, vanish.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was the last record of him, was him withdrawing. It didn't say like how much, it just said a large amount.
That's very fast.
But yet Moe's trunk remained in her house along with dozen more.
Dang.
There was dozens of trunks there.
Get that bag. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, not the response.
No.
That would be
acceptable. Oh, I know.
Oh, oopsie. Oops. I mean, oh no, que terrible.
Oh no. My husband is gone.
Okay. So in 1908, her home burned down. And in the ruins, so they investigated the home, right? Mm-hmm. They found bodies of a headless adult woman suspected to be... Oh my gosh. Let me restart this.
Yes.
So they found a bunch of bodies, right? A headless adult woman and what they suspected to be her children in the house.
Like the bodies of her children or
yes,
her live children?
The bodies of her children. But along with that, they found at least 11 partial remains that day on her property.
Whoa.
So they started a long-term investigation, and they asked the farmhand to take them around the farm.
Okay.
Since she had hired help. So the farmhand showed them around the property, and they went into the pig pen and looked at these soft depressions, is what they kept on referring them to.
Yeah.
And they found a trigger warning.
Like little holes in the ground.
So trigger warning for gore. A gummy sack containing 2 hands, 2 feet, and 1 head was found.
I don't like the gummy sack part. That's just
gummy
icky.
sack. Mm-hmm.
No, thank you.
So they found this, and along with that, they found. So they decided to do, a mass search of the property.
Well,
they found
as you would.
Dozens of these slump depressions full of gummy sacks of stuff. They stuff torsos and hands, arms, hacked from the shoulders down, masses of human bones with human flesh dripping down them.
Whoa.
And that's what there was more, but I didn't want to talk about it.
Oh, God.
Like, they went into excruciating detail.
Really?
These were covered with, like, leaves and trash, these depressions, and they were basically these people's graves.
That's awful.
The farmhand ended up noticing that the first one, the head, looked like his brother's, who recently worked on the farm.
Oh, my gosh. Was it his brother?
They never said. They said that he thought that it looked like his brother.
That's
So
creepy.
the bodies were, again, gore trigger warning, dismembered, decapitated, arms removed at shoulders, legs were severed, blunt force trauma, gashes in the skull, bone fragments in ears, and they, like, described that the bones, like, at the end of, like, the hands looked like they were hit with a hammer, and then, like, the bone fragments were sprinkled over the body.
Whoa.
Which is so
It's very specific.
peculiar, right? Right?
And that's a very interesting way to, like, get rid of it, but not get rid of it, you know?
Yeah, obviously this lady had something going on in her head, but, like, why take a hammer to the end of a bone and, like, season it?
Season the grave.
Oh gosh. So they continued lurking for, like, 2 days, right? And since this is the 1800s, they found 11 bodies on the first day and, like, 6 on the second day, and they just stopped counting.
They were like, this is enough. Let's just stop.
They go,
Did they find any more? Do we know?
They did not. So we don't have a specific amount.
Well, yeah.
But because they stopped counting, which, I mean, if there's nothing more like the 1800s than stopping randomly counting when they're just, I can't count past this amount, I guess.
I guess.
Yes. So most of the remains were unidentified.
Wow.
And that's it. There were some secret meetings that supposedly happened about this case.
Do we know if she was, like, convicted of anything?
So she supposedly, burnt up and died in the house.
Oh, so they never, like, found her.
Exactly. So some believe that she lit. So here's some, like, conspiracy theories with it. Some believe that she lit her own children on fire and herself.
Mm-hmm.
That she killed her children and, like, escape. And some believe that it was just other people that she had killed and that she was a runaway convict.
But they never, like, found her body in the house, correct?
They found a decapitated woman.
Yes, but why would she decapitate herself?
Exactly. So
there's no way you can.
It's kind of...
I guess you could, but,
it's
like,
solved but unsolved.
Wow. I like this.
I mean, no! Oh my gosh, this story was so exciting to research.
No joke. Like,
oh gosh, I think this is, like, one of the favorite ones that I've done.
Now, I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites.
Just for the fact that I got to, like, it felt like I was watching, like, a telenovela throughout it all.
Yeah, no kidding. Like, it is your classic murder for money kind of thing.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Do we? Okay.
Yes.
So as I was listening to this story, in my head, I'm thinking this is, like, the classic, she murdered her husband, maybe it was an accident, maybe it wasn't. Maybe he actually died, and she realized,
I can get money.
And so she just went along with it, and she was like, well, I'll just marry as many people as I can and kill them all.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that's how it kind of started. That's what I'm thinking might have happened. And I find it curious. Like, I want to know so bad, like, where she ran away to.
I know. Now, everyone, like, it was widely accepted by the police that she just died in the house.
Now, not saying that the police are lazy, but maybe it was.
But
just
also,
laziness.
they did just stop counting after the second day.
Exactly.
So it's not like I have a huge amount of faith in them. It's also, like, late 1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah.
So what can we really expect?
Yeah. But, like, still, you know,
yeah.
It's either pure laziness or they're really just that stupid.
I mean, they cannot have been used to this.
That's true. What did you say this was in? Where was this at?
This was, Indiana was where her farm was, but she released, the ads in Chicago.
Okay.
So a lot of the victims that they didn't identify.
It's in quiet little Indiana. Like,
yeah.
They really couldn't have expected anything like that. I see.
It's a little pig farm.
I don't even have much to say about this one because it's just so classic. It has all of the...
every single stereotype.
Exactly. She fit every single one.
Mm-hmm.
Did they describe at all, like, the way she dismembered them or the bodies, how they were dismembered?
I may have ran over that a little too fast. I thought I talked about that, but...
Well, yeah, you said they were severed at, like, the shoulders and the legs.
So, they were first decapitated.
Yes.
Then their arms were removed at the shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
The legs were severed. And then they had, like... They described it as almost like she had, like, taken a hammer to their skulls.
Yeah, no. I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what I mean, though. Like, were they clean? Did it say anything about them being clean at all?
No, they said the quote was, like, the skin was dripping from the bones.
So it was very messy.
Oh, it was so messy. Definitely, it looked like a murder of passion every time.
Okay. So, yeah. No, she had an idea of what she wanted to do. She just didn't execute it very well.
Unless she just took out all of her anger. And she had 3 kids.
So, the children are confusing me a little bit. I thought you said she had killed all of her children.
Not all the children, just the ones that... So she, sometime within her marriages, she had kept some children. She only killed the babies that were there before.
Before what?
So, like, the husband that she married, Peter... Yeah. The one that died only 8 months after she took care of, like, the 2 kids.
Yeah.
Took care of, by murdered.
Yeah.
So it sounds like those were from his previous marriage.
From his previous marriage?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so they weren't her children.
Mm-mm.
So she didn't kill her own children. Not justifying it, but, like, she didn't kill her own children. She killed her husband's.
Yes. And then, lit the house on fire. I mean, what? Okay, honestly, I think that she... honestly lit her own house on fire.
Oh, yeah, no, and that's obvious.
Lit her, and then the children were in there. Because if she's willing to kill this many kids...
this many people in general.
And there's no reason why she would have enough empathy to not kill her own children.
Exactly. That's awful.
Yeah.
I mean, like... Go women, but also
whoa. There's a fine line between feminism and letting women be
murder.
And feminist murder. I feel like I need to like back this up.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Squeaky.
That chair hates you.
Every time that I make any hand movement, it just I'm gonna throw something.
Lovely.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Why don't you just, like, stand up?
I would love to stand up. I wonder if they can still hear me. Can you hear me?
It's not like they can respond.
I know. I'll wait for your response. Ready? I'll do a Dora. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, we can.
Thank you, Abby. Yeah. No, and the thing is that you don't know the farmhands that she asked to come.
Yeah, do we have any number on the farmhands that she had?
No, because it's immigrants.
It is a really late case, so it's hard to find
exact really
records,
hard.
Just because people in the 1800s weren't very smart about things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, about writing things down.
Yeah. It was interesting, especially like jobs like that. A lot of immigrants work that type of job, and
yeah. I wonder how many of the, like, farmhands she killed versus how many. And I find it insane that they just stopped counting.
That is, I read that today.
It's really frustrating.
And because I was finishing this up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this can't be true. They can't just, like, stop counting. And everywhere that I looked, they just stopped after the second day.
They just stopped at, 17?
Yeah.
What the heck?
They were like, so I can't count any higher.
The original 11 bodies that she found, does that include her children?
No, those were extra.
Those were just, okay, so her 3 children? 3 or 4?
I believe it was, let me pull it up
3,
real quick.
right?
It was 3 kids.
Okay, so we have 20 bodies within 2 days, and then they just stopped. That seems a little suspicious to me.
It is incredibly suspicious.
Yeah. Like, I don't really know what... I don't really know what to think about it.
I know. This case was honestly really fun.
I agree. Like, it's
thoroughly.
It's definitely interesting.
And it's 1800s. It always makes them, like, really difficult to research for sometimes because...
Was this one, like, hard or easier?
Honestly, it was... I've had worse.
You've had worse? Yeah. I don't know. Just cases that are so old are really iffy sometimes. So.
But it's honestly a least more place for imagination.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any ideas that you've heard that you thought, you were like, oh, but what if it was this?
Yeah, or if you find any more information, because...
Yes! Because
great.
I had, like, 2 days to research this?
Yeah.
On top of doing a couple other things every day. So I could have missed something, and
but we love making time for this, and we love researching things about
If we get enough people that are like, hey, I missed a plot hole in your stories, then I would love to do an episode on what did I miss.
Yes, exactly.
That would be, y'all, you have to find out what, like, the plot holes that we've missed, or, like, new theories that you come up with, and we'll label it what we missed.
Yes, we can
do a whole episode.
We should definitely do something like that. Okay, so this is all the time that we have for today. All right, thank you for joining us. Bye.
Bye.